in Surah Taha, Allah addresses Musa alayhi salam directly. And he tells him a few things. First, he introduces himself to Musa alayhi salam. That I am Allah. And I am your Lord. And then immediately Allah tells him, فَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. This shows us the importance of salah, the importance of dhikr, the importance of remembering Allah. This is one of the first commandments given to Musa alayhi salam. He introduces himself. He lets Musa know that he is the Lord, and then he commands him to remember him through salah. We need to understand that that is the foundation of our relationship with Allah. And you can't be successful in whatever it is that you are assigned to do on this earth without that. What was Musa alayhi salam's assignment? His assignment was to go to Pharaoh. But before he could go to Pharaoh, before he was told to go to Pharaoh, he was told to remember Allah and to establish prayer for his remembrance. That's how important it is. And then Allah further trains Musa alayhi salam. He asks him, مَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا Musa? What is in your right hand, O Musa? And Musa alayhi salam replies, هَيَ عَصَايَ أَتَوَكَّأُ عَلَيْهَا. It is my staff and I lean on it. So powerful. Commentators say that he was leaning on the means. He was leaning on the means like we do. Depending on the means. The creation. The staff is just a creation. So what does Allah tell him to do? Throw it. Throw it. And when he threw it, he saw that it became a snake. What can we learn from that? The creation can either be a staff that supports you or a snake that bites you. And it is in Allah's hands which one they are. Don't ever lean completely on the creation, because the same staff that supported you can turn around and be a snake that bites you. This is the nature of the creation. The creation is not Allah. It doesn't always have your back. It isn't always going to hold you up. It isn't always going to be the same. It's always changing and it flips. Allah is teaching him. But then he tells him to take it back. This time, this taking back, there is a difference between having the creation in our hand or having the creation in our heart. Are we ultimately dependent on the creation? Now Musa alayhi salam takes it back and it becomes a staff again. But this time when he takes it back, and he says, I'll put it in its original form. All of this is in the hands of Allah. The people who help you today and then hurt you tomorrow, they can help you again the next day. This is all in Allah's control. They love you today, they hate you tomorrow, they love you again the next day. It isn't something that you can depend on. You have to depend on Allah, because Allah has that in His control. And then Allah goes on to train him, and He tells him to put his hand away under his arm. What do you do with your hand? He tells him to take off his shoes before that. What do you do with your shoes? Commentators say that all of these things, his hand, his staff, his shoes, are all part of the means, part of the things that we use, the tools of this life that we use, of the created world. We can use them, but we should never depend on them. We should never lean on them, because ultimately the control is in Allah's hands. after this training, Allah then sends him off to go to Fir'aun and reminds him again about his dhikr. وَلَا تَنِيَ فِي ذِكْرِي. Do not even bend a little bit. Do not become loose in your dhikr. We cannot be successful if we become loose in our dhikr, in our remembrance. We can't even bend in it. We have to remember Allah and remember Him a lot. Kathiran, a lot.